أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين
اللهم صل على محمد
والرحمة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين. So this is the 24th session. We are talking about Tafseer of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now, Huroof-al-Muqattaat or al-Muqattaat, how we call them, the broken letters of Quran. If you drop the repetitive ones, the total would come to 14 after dropping the repetitive letters. And if you recall, we did Tafseer in month of Ramadan for the Huroof-al-Muqattaat, and I told you the sentence that scholars have made from these letters is Salatu alayhi haqqan numsikuhu. The path is Sarat. Salatu alayhi haqqan numsikuhu. The path of Ali is the truth, righteousness, truth, that we grab onto it. So this is how, so of the 14 are the total ones of total letters after dropping the repetitive ones. These 14 are called Nurani letters, illuminous, illuminous with the divine light, Nurani. Nur means the divine light, Nurani letters. The rest of the letters of Arabic are called Zulmani letters.
Ajay, Mazak 25 lesson.
That's
25th
25.
है. 24th last.
25.
जी.
Thank you for correcting. So these are the Nurani, and the rest of the letters are categorized as the Zulmani letters. This is how Murafa talk about that. Today is a session a little bit related to Ilm al-Irfan, but these are very important information that I wanted to share with you at the end. And the 14, the Huroof al-Nuraniya, the Nurani letters, is considered to be Sirr al-Quran. Can you all read the orange? Is it readable? Sirr al-Quran means the secret of Quran. Because the entire Quran was not completely understood except by those 14 infallibles, 14 Masumeen alayhimus salam. They are the ones who have the knowledge of the entire Quran, and they are the ones who know the secrets of Quran, and they are the Ahlul Bayt and the family and progeny of the Holy Prophet, and they are the Kalimatullah. They are the words of Allah. And Among the Nurani letters, which are 14, there is one letter which is called the Qutb. One letter which is called Qutb. Qutb means the pivot. It has a pivotal role among the rest of the letters of Arabic. Among the Nurani letters, there is one which is called the pivot, and it has the pivotal role among the rest of the letters. And that one letter is Alif. This is the first letter of Arabic. Like I said at the beginning, today we are talking a little bit from the Irfani perspective. And this letter Alif in Irfan represents Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Represents Allah. This represents the Zat, essence. Essence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the next thing, so this is one very important point to learn. The next point to learn tonight is that, shall I erase this? Point to note tonight is that Alif is considered to be Muqawwimul-Huroof. What does it mean? These are terminologies which I have to use in Arabic, and I will explain as much as I can. Muqawwim means rest of the. These are very important discussions, although these are a little bit complex, but it's worth to learn at least a little bit of it. Like I said, there's so much to learn in the detailed books of Irfan, but we're just touching the base on some of those indicators. So rest of the letters are rest of the letters existence. Muqawwim means rest of the letters existence and survival depends on Alif. This is the second point we need to keep in our mind. All the rest of the letters of the Arabic language, the survival of those letters depend on Alif. So, and the letters the third thing to remember is that al-huruf muqawwimatun lil ayat. That means the letters of Arabic language, letters let me rephrase it. The existence of ayats depends on letters. Existence of the ayats depends on the letters. And al-ayat muqawwimatun lis-suwar, existence of surahs depends on ayat. And I'll write it here. A surah is the plural of surah. The plural of surah means a chapter of Quran. Plural of surah is as-suwar. As-suwaru muqawwimatun lil-kitab. This is something I learned from my teacher Ayatollah Hasanzada, from the lesson of Ayatollah Hasanzada Ahmadi Hafizahullah. So now, this description is equally valid for kitab. The book is of two types. Let me write it here. Kitabun Tadwini and Kitabun Takwini. Kitabun Tadwini means the book which is in the book form. And that's what we're referring to the Holy Quran. That's the book of Allah in the book form. Mudawwan, in the bookish form. That's called Kitabun Tadwini. And the second type of book is Kitabun Takwini, means the entire universe. The word kitab is a metaphor in Arabic. Book is a metaphor in Arabic used for the entire universe, which is called Kitabun Takwini, the universal book. The universe is also a book of Allah. So this sequence of things that we learn are equally correct for Kitabun Tadwini, that means the book in the book form, which is Quran, and valid for the book which is in the form of the creatures in the universe. This sequence is equally valid for both of them. So, like, we started from the fact that Alif represents the essence of Allah, and that's the root of the letters, and that's the most superior letter, and that's the letter which is upon which all the rest of the letters depend in its survival. So rest of the creatures in the universe similarly depend on Alif, which represents the essence of Allah. And the same applies, so all the existences which are the signs of God, they all are depending on those letters, and likewise all the forms available in the universe depend on that book which is Kitabun Takwini. And this whole sequence, step by step, returns back to Alif, which is the essence of Allah. So can I erase this? So this Alif, which is Muqawwim of the Huroof, means this existence and survival of all the Huroof and letters depend on Alif. So the first thing that comes after Alif, Tali, we call it Tali in Arabic. Tali Alif. Tali means the first thing that comes after something is called Tali. The first thing that comes after Alif, the first thing that comes after Alif is nothing but Ba. The letter Ba in Arabic. First thing that comes after Alif. And so the first thing that Allah created was Al-Aql, the intellect, right? And the hadith already teaches us أَوَّلُ مَا خَلَقَ اللَّهُ الْعَقْلَ. The first thing Allah created was intellect. This Ba, which is the intellect, and that comes soon after, the first thing after Alif is that Ba. That's the first Sadir. A Sadir means first product, and that's the first intellect. And that's responsible, first intellect is responsible, directly responsible for what? For creation of the universe. Creation of the entire universe depends on the intellect number 1. So, إذا كان العقل كان الأشياء. When the aql happened, the rest of the things happened as well through the aql. إذا كان العقل كان الأشياء. So we're learning about the sequence, how things happen, and so the rest of the universe is the surah. The rest of the universe is the surah, means the form and shape. Form of what? The form of the first form of the first intellect. This is the form of the first intellect, Surah of Al-Aql al-Awwal. And so this first intellect is the wasita and means for the universe, and the universe is in the form and shape that you see is mazhar and reflection of this first intellect. First intellect is reflected in the entire universe, and this universe serves as a form and shape and reflection of that first intellect. Now let's get back to the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which so this hadith of the Prophet says, let me write it there. The hadith of Rasulullah says, ظهرت الموجودات all the existences appeared. ظهرت الموجودات all the existences appeared. Min from ba'i. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now we are connecting the dots. How is it connected to Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim? All the existences appeared the way they are from the ba, letter ba, from ba of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And Imam Ali alayhi salam has said, let me write it here, Nahnu khalqullah, we are the creatures of Allah. وَالنَّاسِ بَعْدُ وَالنَّاسِ بَعْدُ خَلَائِقُنَا. And we are the creatures of Allah, and the people after us are our khala'iq. The literal translation of the word khala'iq is our creatures, interpreted in multiple ways. One of the interpretation of this word khala'iq is that the word khalq also in Arabic is used for tarbiyat and upbringing. So in Arabic there's a proverb, they say, al-mar'atu khaliqatur rajul. A woman is under the upbringing of the man. The wali of the family is the husband, is supposed to raise Islamically his wife, keep the wife under the Islamic parameters, right? Al-mar'atu khaliqatur rajul. Literal translation means created by the man, but that's not what it means, created by the man. It means khaliqatur rajul means murabbatur rajul. That is, i.e., khaliqa means murabbatur rajul, under the tarbiyat and upbringing of the man. He is liable, right? Nahnu khalqullah, we are the creatures of Allah, and the people after us are under our upbringing and tarbiyat. That's one of the meanings. There are other meanings also possible, but this is one of the meanings. So now, when we have reached this level, now let's see what Ibn Arabi rahmatullah alayhi has said. There is a huge controversy about Ibn Arabi, whether he was a Sunni Muslim or a Shia Muslim. Definitely, well, Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Qadi Tabatabai rahmatullah alayhi used to say this is impossible for a non-Shia to end up in that level of irfan and write the book that he wrote. Obviously he wasn't taqiyya. One of the greatest personalities of Islam in our history, our glorious history. Ibn Arabi has said that bil ba'i zahara al-wujud. Let me write what he has said. Bil ba'i zahara al-wujud. All the existences happened because of the ba. And then he says, وَبِالنُّقْطَةِ تَمَيَّزَ الْعَابِدِ. Very deep statements, as expected from Ibn Arabi. وَبِالنُّقْطَةِ, it's not working. تميز العابد. عن المعبود. And through the dot, the worshipper got distinguished from the worshipped one. Worshipped one is Allah. The worshipper and the worshipped one got distinguished because of the dot. This is such a beautiful statement and such a deep statement, and that's the sign of difference between wajib al-wujud. We talked about that in the lessons of Aqaid for those of you who are present. Wajib al-wujud, the obligatory being which is only Allah, and the rest of the creatures are mumkin al-wujud, possible beings. Beings are divided into two in Islamic philosophy. Wajib, the compulsory beings, which is only Allah. There are no beings, it's only one being, which is Allah. And the possible beings, which are all the rest of the existences. The difference between the wajibul wujud, compulsory being, which is Allah, and the rest of the possible beings is the dot. Dot provides the difference between wajibul wujud, compulsory being, and mumkinul wujud, the possible beings. And mumkinul wujud, so this has a blackness. If you remember the hadith of the Prophet. Now let's come to the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, where he said, Al-faqru sawadul wajh. Al-faqru sawadul wajh. So poverty is the darkness of the face. Fiddarain, in both the abodes, in both the worlds, that means in this world and the hereafter. So, we are all faqir and needy towards Allah. Not only in the sustenance, like every Tom, Dick and Harry can understand that we get the sustenance from the Creator. Not only the sustenance, but we are talking about the existence. In our existence itself, we are faqir ilallah. We are muhtaj and needy in our very existence. Every fraction of the second, we are standing in need of our existence itself. Our existence entirely depends on Allah's will every fraction of the second. And the need is darkness of the face and both the worlds. If you want to convert this darkness into nur, you have to convert it through the ibadat. And that when you perform the ibadat, this is you convert your face from the darkness towards the brightness and nur of Allah. Can I erase this? This hadith is widely mentioned about the beggars on the street, right? Person who begs on the street is going to have a dark face on the day of judgment. This is not only for the beggars. It's not applying on the beggars only. It applies on all of us. Because we are all beggars before Allah in our existence. We beg our existence every fraction of the second from Allah. So it applies on all of us. And we need to convert the darkness of the face happening in the day of judgment towards the brightness and nur today with our ibadat. Now, so alif, alif is absolute hidden reality. In Arabic we say wujudul batin al-am al-mutlaq. Absolute hidden reality without any limitation. This is called Aleph. This is the reality of Aleph. Aleph stands for absolute hidden reality without limitation. Now what's the reality of Ba? So let's ask Irfan about the reality of Ba. And Ba stands for Ba stands for Suratul Wujud of Bahir المتعين المضاف. This is a description of the letter Ba and Irfan. So Ba, let me translate it, it's very difficult. I'll try to translate it. This is called Ba in Ilm al-Irfan. Ba means it's a reflection or a form that represents the apparent existence, not the hidden reality. Ba is not the hidden reality. The apparent existence with specified specification. That apparent existence has a specified specification, and that is connected to the absolute reality, which is Allah. So this is how Ilm al-Irfan distinguishes. That's the best I could describe to you, because we were talking about ana nuqtatun tahta al-ba. Imam Ali alayhi salam said, I am the dot under the ba, and I'm coming to that as well, probably in the next lesson. So we are trying to understand what Irfan teaches us about in the light of that hadith. So this is how we distinguish between alif and ba. So now before I come to the end, inshallah we'll continue in the next class. Before I come to the end, I would like to mention a statement of one of the great arifs, Sheikh Abu Madyan, rahmatullah alayh. Said that ما رأيت شيئا إلا ورأيت الباء مكتوبة عليه have never seen a thing except that I saw Ba written on it. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi.